What's up, y'all? Real John King back again. This is part two of the adventures of the Real John King in South Beach. And I think where I left off at was I had went to the club on a Wednesday night. And I had to do Wednesday, Thursday, a couple shows Friday, a couple shows Saturday. It was a nice club, by the way. And a Jewish guy owned the club. And like I say, South Beach is predominantly Cuban people. And the thing about some Cubans, not all of them, just some of them, they don't particularly care for black people. I found that out too, man, because the vibe there wasn't that pleasant. And the interaction with some of the Cubans was evident that they didn't really care for black people. But I'm not saying all of us like that, because I did meet some people that was kind of cool. Like I met some younger people that was cool, man. They didn't seem to have an issue with black people at all. So the thing about the Cuban culture is, man, is they heavy into their music. In the hotel that I was staying in, they would have pool parties because they had a swimming pool. And they would party all night. I swear to God, man, they would, every night that I was there, man, they had a band at that party and they played all night. When I say all night, I mean to like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Dude, I caught hell trying to get some rest at that damn place, man. They played all night. You hear drums, singing, sometimes steel drums. Congas is a must. A lot of percussion, man. I mean, you can hear that shit almost as good as if you was at the party, man. It was just how they did it down there, man. And like I say, man, very exclusive, very expensive area. So that Thursday, I come to the club, man, and the owner go, well, I noticed last night you didn't have on no dinner jacket. You didn't have no sports coat on. And I go, well, I was never told by my agent that I had to wear a sports coat. He said, well, this club is. This club, we want to only attract a certain clientele, and so we want the performers to have on a sports coat or a suit. And I go, well, man, I don't have a sports coat or a suit. He said, well, you're going to have to go and buy one. And I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't know about that, man. I ain't got no money to go buy no suit. I said, well, maybe I'll just go get a sports coat because I don't want to cause no trouble. So I go to some stores there in South Beach, man, and once again, man, that place is expensive as hell. Dude, I couldn't find a sports coat under $500 or $600. And I'm like, man, ain't no way in the hell I'm paying $500 or $600 for no suit. Shit, I ain't getting paid that much money. So I went back that Thursday and I go, dude, these clothes here is too damn expensive. I can't afford to buy no suit or no sports coat. He said, well, around the corner down the street from where you stand, there's like a secondhand store. There's like a thrift store. So you need to go there and see if you could find a sports coat or a dinner jacket or something. So I go, all right, I'll give that a try then. So I go find this secondhand store, man. I go in there. They had some nice stuff in there. It was lightly worn, however they got the stuff, man, the people didn't put much wear and tear on it. But them prices, way more than what I could afford, man. The cheapest sports coat I saw in there was $175. And then the next cheapest was probably like $240. And I'm saying to myself, man, ain't no way in the hell I'm paying $175 for no sports coat. I say, me and him just going to have to have it out, man. So I went back Friday. And without the sports coat on, he go, man, I told you you need to wear a sports coat. I go, dude, listen. I say, do whatever you need to do. I say, but I ain't got no money to buy no clothes here on this island because this shit is too expensive. And I say, my car is broke down. I don't have no way to get off the island and go nowhere else and look for no clothes. I say, so whatever you need to do, that's fine with me, but I'm not buying no sports coat or no damn suit. He said, well, all right, man, just forget about it then. He said, well, the next time you come down here, if you get to come back, you're going to have a sports coat. I said, well, I'll worry about that the next time. I'm thinking to myself, ain't gonna be no next time. I ain't coming back down here, man. Yeah, it was a damn nightmare getting here. All the shit I went through, and so I did that show those 2 shows that Friday night. So come back that Saturday night. So I think we did the first show, and I'm waiting around to do the second show. So in between shows, cause they serve food in there. So in between shows, the chef, the cook or whatever you want to call him, he said, "Man, did you eat?" I said, "No, I ain't really had nothing to eat yet. I'm gonna maybe get something later." He said, "Well, man, we got some pasta dishes back here in the kitchen, and you welcome to have something to eat, man. I'm not gonna charge you." I said, "That sounds cool, man." I said, "Yeah, man, I'll take a plate then." So one of the waitresses, brought me out this big ass plate of pasta, man, with meat sauce, man, and this stuff was popping, man. It was good as hell, man. So I ate that, man. So the chef dude, he came back out to my table. He said, "What do you think?" I said, "Man, this is good. This is some good ass stuff here." He said, "Well, look," he said, "the place is crowded. We don't have a whole lot of dishes." So he said, "So when you get through eating, I need you to bring that plate back to the kitchen so we could reuse it." So I said, "Cool, man. That's fair." So after I got through eating, man, I went back to what was a makeshift kitchen. I didn't know it wasn't no real kitchen back there. I hadn't even been back there. So it was like a room, man. I don't know what kind of room it was. Storage room or something. It was pretty big sized room though. So I pulled this curtain back, man, and I go back in this what they was calling the kitchen. It was just a big ass closet or a big ass room, man, where they had hot plates and crock pots and electric burners and stuff, and it was cooking food back here, man. So I give the plate to this guy back here who was over here by this bus pan where he was, sorting out dishes and stuff. So I get this dude the plate, man. This dude took the nastiest damn dish towel, man. Took my plate with this towel, just washed the plate off with the towel. There wasn't no running water back there. Just washed the plate off, handed it to the chef, and he put some more food on the plate for somebody else. Man, I saw that, man, and my stomach automatically started turning, man. I'm going, are you freaking kidding me? I'm like, man, they ain't got no place to wash no dishes, man. They just wiping plates out with a damn dry towel that got all kind of food particles and shit on it. And I'm watching him taking forks and spoons. He's just taking a towel, just wiping the food off of it, man, and reusing them, sending them back out there with people ordering food and stuff. And I'm like, man, I hope like hell I don't get sick. And I was worried that whole night, man. So I leave the club, man. I go back to my room. Once again, that band's playing all night. I'm thinking, man, when is my stomach gonna get tore up? What am I gonna do about my car? I had a sleepless, restless night, and it was a horrible, horrible week, man. I would never want to put that on anybody. I hope I never have to live through no experience like that again. But it turned out that my heads was warped. I did put some coolant in my car, and I was able to drive it back to, I think I was staying in Ohio. Yeah, I was staying in Ohio at the time. So I drove back to Ohio. I probably drove on 3 cylinders because them heads was warped. That motor was 3/4 shot. But I limped it on back to Ohio, man. So that's the second part of my random road story about my experience having to drive from Mississippi all the way to South Beach, Florida in a car that was running hot, and not to mention all the other stuff that happened once I got there. But anyhow, thanks for listening and take care.